Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We're looking at the anatomy of a true apex predator, the grizzly bear. Today, we are going to break down the raw data and the survival mechanics of an animal that, frankly, commands absolute respect. Let's just jump right in. So, starting things off, we've got to talk about the sheer physical threat, the eating machine, their size and appetite. Before we can even understand how they think, we have to look at how they're built. Just how much punishment can a grizzly take? Honestly, their sheer size is terrifying. We're talking about an animal often weighing well over 600 pounds. To put that into perspective, they are packing the raw kinetic power of a small car. Every single muscle is adapted for ultimate wilderness dominance. But hey, here's the kicker. They can run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, destroying the myth that they're just slow, lumbering beasts. Imagine that massive size, completely off-road, charging at you at the speed limit of a suburban neighborhood. It's that combination of massive weight and explosive speed that literally makes them unstoppable. And this brilliantly illustrates the next point. With a bite force that can easily crush a solid bowling ball and massive claws that are literally longer than your own fingers, they don't just hunt their food, they completely dismantle their prey. It is just an overwhelming display of evolutionary engineering. Now, obviously, all of that raw power requires massive amounts of fuel. Imagine a creature that can gain 400 pounds of pure fat in just a few short months, simply to survive the brutal winter. When a grizzly is foraging at this stage, that's not just eating, That's a biological imperative. All right, transitioning from brute brawn to their sensory intellect, let's look at their calculated precision when it comes to the hunt. Their hunting strategy is based on pure power, sure, but equally on sensory dominance. A grizzly's sense of smell is absolutely legendary. Get this, they can detect a carcass from 20 miles away. The wind just carries a microscopic trace of scent, mapping out exactly where dinner is waiting. Because of that unmatched sense of smell, we get to this menacing, albeit very real truth of the wilderness. They can smell your fear before they see you. They don't need to be subtle, right? They can assert their dominance immediately. Let's move on and see how this builds into their overall strategy. When we look at their predatory tactics, we see brilliant opportunists. They aren't mindless beasts. They are highly intelligent. If the target is wolves, their strategy is often just to steal kills, literally bullying a pack away from their meal. But they are fierce hunters themselves, totally capable of taking down massive elk and moose. And when they're targeting salmon, they don't wander aimlessly. They use their spatial memory to know exactly where the salmon are running and, exactly when you're in their path. Okay, let's slow things down a bit for this next part, taking a look at the secret life of grizzly birth and survival. Now, what's really interesting here is the shocking contrast regarding their birth and the cubs. Grizzly cubs are actually born tiny, hairless, and utterly helpless inside a dark, freezing winter den, all while the mother is in a deep sleep. So the wilderness's most terrifying eating machine actually enters the world entirely dependent. What follows is an intense 2-year survival school. For 2 full years, these cubs are totally inseparable from their mother. She is a fiercely protective teacher. In year 1, they learn the basics of finding food. And by year 2, she is schooling them in the brutal arts of survival. It's a tough world out there, and a lot of cubs actually don't make it to adulthood. But the ones that do, they learn from the best. How to find food, how to defend themselves, and basically how to fear nothing. Can you imagine the pressure of growing up under the shadow of the most protective mother in the forest? Bringing all these physical, emotional threads together, we arrive at our conclusion, the king of the mountain. So the crucial point is this. When you combine their incredible strength and those intense family bonds, you realize he isn't just an animal. He is the heartbeat of the mountains. The grizzly bear is the absolute ultimate wilderness survivor, shaping the environment just as much as the environment shapes them. I want to leave you with this final provocative question to ponder. If you came face to face with a grizzly out on the trail today, would you actually know how to survive? Or would you simply realize in a split second that you are completely in his territory? Let us know your thoughts and how you'd react in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed diving deep into this incredible explainer with us today, don't forget to subscribe to Wildlife Essence for more. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.